Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Butt Fumble Sports Daily Show. Not in our usual environment right now, but overseas on a bit of a trip. So, hopefully, you guys are connected in and with us today. So excited to have you guys with us. I promise you guys, I am live every day, even when I'm overseas, and it is literally, 10 o'clock at night, 10:30 at night. Appreciate you guys being with us. Hope you're excited about the week we have ahead. NFL Week 18. We're going to give away picks. We're going to answer your fantasy questions. So grateful to have you guys with us. I know, the next 2 weeks might be a little awkward as I am overseas, but hopefully you guys are loyal enough to battle through some of the hiccups with us and stay loyal to all of us. Majomes, how much scotch did you drink today? None for me, but only because I just got in about an hour ago into my hotel. Danny Ann, yo, what's good? Great to have some loyal viewers with us every single day, regardless of the sport, regardless of the type of bet. We're giving out picks today. Any word on Devin Booker? Haven't heard anything about Devin Booker. But then again, I just landed just a little while ago. I have some picks to give out, but obviously I am still a little bit out of it when it comes to what's going on in the sports world. The one news story I did see, Tyreek Hill, his house is on fire. Pretty crazy what's going on there. Scared on Aaron Jones. I got to admit, I'm scared about a lot of these starters. I heard today who's getting in, who's not, based on matchups this week. We're hearing Carson Wentz is going to be the starting quarterback of the Los Angeles Rams. Who saw that coming a few weeks ago? But Carson Wentz is going to give Matthew Stafford a bit of a break. So, something to keep your eye on. Foley, Sharp, or Cam Thomas. Foley, we'll take a look at all these sports bets today. He ran so fast the carpet caught on fire. Majomes bringing nothing but the jokes. Appreciate you guys being with us. If you guys do have a question, feel free to fire away with it. We're going to help you guys out as much as we can. Let's give out some picks to get things started today. I want to get to picks right away because I know you guys have been loyal. You've been asking for it. Let's give out some picks for everybody. So we're going to get to those picks right away. First pick we're going to give out today. Let's get over to the NBA, everybody. To the NBA. Get into it really, really fast. First pick we're going to give out today for, by the way, I know it's Wednesday, January 3rd, but my head's all over the place. Giving out a few picks just to get us started. Oh, first one I'm going to give out is actually going to be a college basketball bet. College basketball bet for all you guys out there. Providence on the money line, everybody. Providence on the money line is the first bet that we're giving out today. So make sure you guys are checking that one out. Providence on the money line. Arctic Tiger, DJ Moore, or Lockett. For the moment, I'm going to lean just slightly towards DJ Moore. For the moment, until I hear that he's not out, I'll go in that direction. Luis the Native, I got my win, but that Raider D let me down. Yeah, they were brutal. I thought they'd play much better. I don't know if you saw the clip of Max Crosby calling Gardner Minshew a little ass boy the whole game. Pretty entertaining, actually. Another reminder of why we love Max Crosby. I click best running backs and wide receivers on the waiver wire with everybody sitting out. It is going to be a late waiver wire week for all of us. We need to all take kind of a giant step back and think, who's going to get a chance to even play? One thing I would say is keep your eye on Puka Nacua. He has some incentives to continue to play well even this week. Terry McLaurin, another one who's incentivized to play well this week. But really, I'd focus on the teams that need wins. Philadelphia Eagles need a win. Jacksonville Jaguars need a win. Detroit Lions are in, but seeding could be helped by a win there. Obviously, Buffalo and Miami, keep your eye on those players as well. Majomes, Miami on the money line. I don't know if I'm feeling that. User 9667, great to see you. Hope you're having a wonderful night. Again, I just settled into my hotel. I'm across the pond over in England, and yet I still come on live for you guys. I must be out of my mind. Xavier Lopez won the Fantasy League. Thanks to us. It was all you, buddy. Rooting for you. Gavin Martinez. Let's do some sports betting research, everybody. That's one of the reasons we're here, is to help you guys out with your sports bets and obviously your picks every single day. So let's jump on over to Outlier right now. If I can pull up the right one. Let's jump on over to Outlier right now. Let's make sure I'm on this. I don't want to be on this. I want to be on this. Here we go. So let's jump on over to Outlier and let's check out your sports bets for the day. And let's see if we can jump into some of these player prop bets. We're seeing Bridges 20.5 points. Let's dive into that one. Getting Outlier all loaded up. If you guys are new to the show, Outlier is the sports betting research tool that we use every single day to look at our favorite bets, see where the public money's coming down, see where the sharp money's coming down, which often plays a very big impact on how we make our bets. So we're going to load it up right now, Gavin Martinez, and we're going to look at Mikal Bridges. That's the one we're looking at right now. Again, forgive me if I have a connection issue just for a moment, only because, honestly, we're kind of in the middle of nowhere in England. Okay, let's take a look at some point totals right now. Mikal Bridges on point totals, 20.5, just like you said. Here's my one concern. Houston is a very good defense, especially against the small forward position. They are 5th best in the NBA. Personally, I wouldn't take this bet. I understand it's cashed 2 games in a row against Houston, but I don't feel good enough about it. It's only cashed in 3 of the last 10 games. We look at it specifically on the road. 2 out of the last 5, 2 out of the last 7, really. I don't like this bet. I would avoid it, Gavin Martinez. Just not one that I have my eye on, given the stats and everything else we're seeing around it. If you guys need some help with your sports bets, happy to do that. That is how we're going to spend our show. Fantasy advice, sports betting advice. Lauren, Sharp, or Cam Thomas. If you're looking specifically on points, let's take a look at it really quick. First, let's go to Cam. Oh, am I even seeing Thomas on here? I don't know if Cam Thomas is playing now that I'm seeing Cameron Thomas. I'm seeing Cameron Thomas. Okay, so Cam Thomas has hit the over on this. Cameron Thomas has hit the over on Cameron Johnson, rather. Cameron Johnson. I'm not seeing Cam Thomas anywhere. So I'm not seeing bets for him. Maybe he's out. Maybe I'm just not seeing any player prop bets for him. But Cam Thomas is not actually available anywhere that I see. Let's take a quick look at Sharp. Let's see what Shaden Sharp is going to do tonight. Again, nothing. So maybe the sports books just aren't putting this out. I can't see it. Junior, Gibbs, Barkley, Pittman, Addison, Ferguson with single digits got me the loss in the ship. Brutal. Brutal week, Junior. I'm so sorry to hear it. Angelo, both my QBs are benched this week. Should I pick up Carr, Tua, or O'Connell? Great question. Immediately, I'm looking at Tua just because the matchup is so critical. I do think Tua's probably the safest play. However, I don't love his matchup, obviously, against the Buffalo Bills. The Raiders are going up against the Denver Broncos. That might be a slightly better matchup. I don't like Derek Carr going up against the Falcons. So it'll probably be Tua 1, O'Connell 2 for me, Angelo. McThunderstick, Colts or Texans. If we're taking on the money line, really tricky. I'm going to say the Texans, but it's a very close one there. I will take Texans on the money line, though, just barely. Gavin Martinez is curious about Devin Booker. Let's take a look at Devin Booker. Specifically, we're going to look at the point total for Devin Booker tonight. It's set at 27.5, and again, facing a good defense in the Clippers, specifically against the shooting guard position, though. The Clippers are a bad defense against the shooting guard. That is something we want to take note of. Specifically against the Clippers, he's hit the over 4 straight games. So if we switch this over 27.5 is what we're looking at right now. This is cashed in 4 straight games against the Clippers. Barely missed on the 5th. They played each other. This is all based on the playoff series last year. Personally, I don't hate this one. I'd probably buy it down a little bit, take it at like 24.5. That's at minus 215. 25.5, minus 180. I really like that bet. I would take Devin Booker. In fact, let's put it up on our big board, everybody. Devin Booker is going to be a player prop bet we do like tonight. That's Devin. I'm going to put this over the college football bet, just not confuse us here. I'm going to take Devin Booker over 26.5 points. I do like that purely based on the stats about the Los Angeles Clippers. J-Dubs, Montgomery, Achin, Cook, or Bijan. Man, brutal. I really don't like any of them. Montgomery, I would worry that they're not going to really give him the opportunity, so I would sit him. Achan would probably be up there, and Cook would probably be up there, purely based on the game having so much significance. I do like Bijan Robinson against the Saints, so I'll go Bijan 1, and then personally, I might lean just slightly towards Achan. I'd go Achan and Bijan, J-Dubs, very close, but that's where I'm at. Not 42. What teams have you seen rumored to sit starters this week? We already know the Saints will be sitting, the Rams will be sitting Matthew Stafford. The Chiefs are sitting Patrick Mahomes. I expect the 49ers to be sitting half of their roster, so you can't get much out of them. Who else have I heard? Oh, Joe Flacco isn't playing for the Cleveland Browns. Joe Flacco will be sitting. By the way, Zach Wilson, not that he's an important player, but he is still out with concussion, so the Jets are going to go with Trevor Siemian. I don't know how much that matters to all of you guys. The Buccaneers are going to be playing their players, so plenty of different matchups that we got to be wary of. Sebastian, Pickens or Olave this week? Really good question. I'm going to lean just slightly maybe towards Olave. It's very, very close for me. In fact, let me jump on over. I want to see one thing when it comes to the passing defenses of those two teams that you talked about. Obviously, the Ravens defense, what are they going to be? Don't really know, but I don't like that game in terms of offense too much, so I'll avoid Pickens and I'll go Olave. Any hockey lines, anytime scorers? Cole, let's go take a quick look at that. We're going to jump back over to Outlier, and one thing I love using on the Outlier app is looking at where public money comes down. Now, there are only two games tonight. One is Devils Capitals, and this is what I'm curious about, and this is important to you. Devils on the money line is a really good play. I actually bought that before I took my flight because I can't play sports bets overseas, so I got that one in at the airport. Devils on the money line, really love that one. They have a good history as a road favorite against the Capitals. I really like Devils on the money line. In fact, I'm going to put that one up on my big board as well for all those who want my bets every single day. We'll still be giving out picks. You won't find them on the SHARPZ app only because I'm overseas and I don't want DraftKings to ban me. But we will be giving out picks every single day because we're Butt Fumble Sports. I don't care where I am in the world, what time it is, what I'm doing. I got to come on live and give you guys sports bets every single day. So we're taking Devils on the money line, but you'll even see in how the public is betting this. So the public likes the Devils to cover. The sharp money for those new to it, those are the guys in Vegas who do this for a living. Those are the guys who place heavier bets. They're not the public tickets, they're the sharp tickets. They like the Capitals to cover. So if you want to be on both sides of this one, I would absolutely encourage it. Taking the Devils on the money line and taking the Capitals plus 1.5. That could be a really good way to play this one, Cole. As for that Maple Leafs Ducks game, again, this one feels like a trap. Maple Leafs on the money line, heavily bet by both the public and the sharps, but the Ducks are a very, very heavy sharps favorite. That 93% of all money bet on that Maple Leafs Ducks game is in favor of the Ducks. How would I treat this one? I would take Devils on the money line. I would take Maple Leafs on the money line. I'd take Maple Leafs on the money line, but I would take the Ducks to cover. Ducks plus 1.5. That would be a play I make purely based on the sharp money. Gavin Martinez, you're saying KD isn't playing today. Let's jump over back to Outlier really quick. I want to look at Devin Booker's numbers specifically when Kevin Durant doesn't play. And what's so great about this app is I can literally look up that. How has Devin Booker performed without him? So this over for Devin Booker has cashed in 8 of the last 10 games when Kevin Durant isn't on the floor, specifically in home games. This is cashed in 6 out of the last 8. I told you guys before, I do like Devin Booker over 26.5 points. Gavin, you're only adding to it by letting me know that KD is out. Jackie Tover, Mason, Mitchell, Zamir White. Good question. Really quick, I want to take a quick look. Vegas is playing. I think I'd go Zamir White. It's very close, but I think I'd go Zamir White, Jack. Reverse Flash, I'm a champ. Congratulations. Great to see that. By the way, CL, thanks for showing us some love. I am overseas, guys, so internet connection might be a little spotty. Things aren't the way they normally are. I'm here for 2 weeks overseas, taking care of some things, so hopefully you guys bear with us and are with us every day. We're getting a question about Ivy. Jaden Ivy is going to be the next one we look at, again, specifically for point totals. Let's jump over to Jaden Ivy. It's set at 13.5. Oh, you're asking about points, rebounds, and assists. Let's look at that to make sure we're answering your questions. Points, rebounds, and assists is set at 20.5, Jorge. You'll be happy to know Outlier loves the over on this. The implied probability at 58%. Very, very high. This has been cashing very consistently. 7 of the last 10 games this is cashed. 6 out of the last 7. If we put this in only away games, this is cashed in 4 straight games, 5 out of 6. I really like this play. Injuries to speak of, nothing that really stands out that should be concerning. So I do like Jaden Ivey over 20.5 points, rebounds, and assists, specifically against the opponent he'll be facing tonight, which is the Utah Jazz. This is hit in 3 straight games, home and away against the Jazz. We got to put this one up on our board as well. Another player prop bet. Thanks to you guys coming up with some good ones. Jaden Ivey over 20.5 points, plus rebounds, plus assists. Putting that up on the board. Jorge, great find. Appreciate you guys being with us. Majomes, Caitlin Clark to the Pistons. I saw that joke earlier today, and by the way, I don't actually hate it. Caitlin Clark, what a performance last night against Michigan State with that game winner. And by the way, if anyone thinks that didn't get off her fingertips in time, there's a great picture of it. Still 0.1 seconds on the clock, and that ball is gone. What a baller she is. Pickle Rourke, should I play Cook, Achan, or Montgomery? Pickle Rourke, for the moment, I lean towards Achan, just barely over James Cook. Diego is beast. Where do you think Pascal Siakam will end up? It's a great question. For a while there, I thought he was the one that was going to get moved before OG Anunoby. Personally, I think Pascal Siakam has a number of suitors, but I don't have a good sense of where he's going to go. I thought that OG would not be the first to go. JP Xavier versus Villanova. Didn't dive into that one, unfortunately. Don't have a good sense of it. Pedro, Minshew, a good start this week. Minshew's going up against the Texans, who are a bad pass defense. We do like Gardner Minshew. Great call, Pedro. I click Jordan or Mitchell at running back for the 49ers. I might lean slightly towards Jordan Mason. I think that Kyle Shanahan's going to be very protective of his running backs, including Mitchell. So I think Jordan Mason could actually get the most opportunities. Xander Simmons, Hill, Lamb, St. Brown, Puka. Which three should I pick up? Or should I pick up some replacements? So I think Hill is absolutely a play. Unless he's out with an ankle injury, he's absolutely worth a play. I think Puka's worth a play as well. I think they're going to give him some opportunities. And CD Lamb. The Cowboys need a win to clinch the division. I'd go Hill, Lamb, and Puka. Those would be the three. If you want to pick up a substitute, I totally get it. But I do think those three are worth playing this week. Appreciate you guys being with us. Bryant C. Guess who just won their fantasy championship? Bryant C. Way to go. Love it, love it, love it. Harbaugh to the Chargers. Majomes, I think that's a great call. Majomes is bringing up where he thinks that Jim Harbaugh is going to go. He hired Don Yee. If you guys don't know Don Yee, he's an NFL agent. He's Tom Brady's former agent. I think there's something to Harbaugh leaving Michigan after this year, especially if he wins a national championship. There actually been a lot of rumors out there for weeks that there is going to be another suspension of Harbaugh at the start of next college football season for some infractions that he already had. I don't know why he would stick around for it. I actually think he's a better fit for the Chargers than he is for the Bears. So that's what I think. And Diego thinks he's going to the Bears. Sounds like Eberflus isn't leaving. It sounds like they're going to keep Eberflus as their head coach. Monique, Hopkins, London, Debo Samuel. Well, we could take Debo out. I don't think Debo is going to get a lot of play. Hopkins or London becomes the real question for me. I'd go DeAndre Hopkins purely based on the fact that the Jacksonville Jaguars have been one of the worst pass defenses all season long. I don't know why in Week 18 that would change. So I'd go Hopkins, Monique. Gavin Martinez is curious about Scotty Barnes. Let's take a quick look at Scotty Barnes, and let's see if we like his points, rebounds, and assists. Scotty Barnes is going to be the next one we research using the Outlier app. Over 35.5 points, rebounds, and assists. That feels a little high to me. That feels like we're asking a little bit too much, specifically against the small forward position. I like him on rebounds. I'm okay with him on points. I don't like assists. So, Gavin Martinez, if you are going to do something, you might want to consider points plus rebounds for Scotty Barnes and just kind of dodge the assists. When it comes to away games, this has only hit 4 out of the last 10 games, 2 out of the last 5. So I don't feel great about this matchup. Specifically head-to-head, he has not cashed against 4 straight games, actually. This hasn't cashed against the Memphis Grizzlies. Frankly, Gavin Martinez, if I were going to go in one direction with Scotty Barnes, points, rebounds, and assists, I would consider the under. Under 35.5 actually looks like a far better play to me than the over. Ranger, how's Europe? I just got here, buddy. Landed about 2.5 hours ago, went to the hotel. So we are here in England trying to make the most of our time. J-Dubs, I have Purdy and Flacco, and Carr and Minshew are on the waivers. Get one. Gardner Minshew would probably be the one for me, J-Dubs. Start Colby White tonight. Interesting question. Let's take a quick look at Colby White, and let's see if the matchup is a favorable one for him. The Bulls play the Knicks tonight, for those who are curious. We're going to look at his point total, and one thing I would be concerned about, against point guards, very, very tough. The Knicks are one of the best defenses in the NBA against point guards when it comes to limiting points. Let's look at points, rebounds, and assists. If you're looking from a fantasy standpoint, the only area in which he has a good matchup against the Knicks is in the assist category. He has missed on this total for points, rebounds, and assists in 6 of his last 7 games. Really don't like that. Specifically head-to-head against the Knicks, boy, has he missed on this one. I would take under 31.5 points, under 31.5 points, rebounds, and assists for Coby White. Now, again, the one area in which I see some value is on assists. So let's look at Coby White specifically on assists. Man, it hasn't been a good play against the Knicks, but it was on a bit of a hot streak there for a while. Last 3 games this has missed. Prior to that, 7 straight. If we look on road games, has been a slightly better play. 4 out of the last 6, but I'm not feeling Coby White purely because the matchup against the Knicks is just not a favorable one. Appreciate you guys being with us no matter where you are. You guys know I'm overseas, and yet I'm not done talking sports with you guys every single day. Diego is beast. I bet Russell Wilson will be a Patriot next year. I'm not feeling that at all. I think the New England Patriots don't want to go the veteran QB route. They already did that with Cam Newton a couple years ago. I think the Patriots are starting fresh. They're going to get their rookie quarterback. I don't see why they'd want to take on Russell Wilson. And by the way, Russell Wilson doesn't really play in New England. If you guys know New England, they ain't about God. They ain't about what Russell Wilson is selling half the time. I think actually the New England Patriots and Russell Wilson would be a horrible marriage, so I don't see that coming to fruition. Pedro Cerna, should Wan'Dale Robinson be considered this week? Yes, he should, because I expect Cooper Kupp to sit, and I expect Puka Nacua maybe to play a half, but after that, they'll probably try and sit him as well. Garrett Hall, Pittman this week. It has to be Pittman. I know Rashee Rice has been hot, and if this were a normal week, I'd go Rashee Rice. But Garrett Hall, Pittman's the one with something on the line. He's the one I'd expect. Jorge is asking about Tyler Hero. Let's take out Tyler Hero on points and assists. Now, you're asking about it specifically because Jimmy Butler is out, so we're going to dive into it exactly from that perspective. Now, what I will say is the implied probability is under on this on Outlier. Frankly, has not been a good trend. Head-to-head hasn't been a good trend. If we take Jimmy Butler out of the lineup, which we expect him to be, and we look at this over the last 20 games, still hasn't been a good trend. So, Jorge, I get what you're thinking, but frankly, no, I don't like this one. This is one in which we're not seeing any trends back it up. By the way, against shooting guards, the Lakers are the second best defense in the NBA when it comes to assists allowed by shooting guards. They're 11th best in the league. Jorge, I take the under if I did anything. Seadoo, McBride, or Ingram, tricky question for me. I'm going to lean just slightly, I think, towards Trey McBride. And between DJ Moore and Mike Evans, I would lean just slightly towards DJ Moore. Got to make sure he's going to be in the lineup, but I do like that. Appreciate you guys being with us. Hope you guys love the content and the conversation. I know it's a much different show today, but make sure you follow and make sure you subscribe. Dante, interesting. They have the Chiefs at plus money on the money line. Yeah, no Patrick Mahomes. That's why I'm not crazy about it. I'd probably stay away from it. Ryan Hazelwood, just wanted to say thank you for the help this year. Won the ship and some good money. Ryan, congratulations. Wonderful to see that we came through for you guys. Let's jump on over to Diego as Beast. His question is about Donovan Mitchell on points. Let's take a look at Donovan Mitchell on his point total. Switching it up here. By the way, if you guys are new to the show and you're like, man, he's doing this research awful quick. It's all thanks to the Outlier app. It allows us to jump around really fast and come up with some really good picks. Lickety split. Donovan Mitchell has a phenomenal matchup tonight, or so you would think. So the Washington Wizards are one of the worst defenses in the NBA overall. They're 30th in the NBA overall. However, against shooting guards, they are the 4th best defense in the NBA against shooting guards. I would not touch Donovan Mitchell on points. That is a trap, everybody. That is a trap. It is set way too high at 31.5. I don't like that play. In fact, I would probably take the under Diego as Beast. However, you can see on the Outlier app, you can see on my screen, point guards, Wizards are terrible against them. Small forwards, Wizards are terrible against them. Power forwards, terrible against them. And centers, they're terrible. So you literally found the one position, Diego, where the Wizards are actually good defensively. I don't want Donovan Mitchell, but I'd be curious in a number of his teammates. Specifically, let's look at that Cleveland Cavaliers game and let's see if we can get a good point total. Let's look at Jared Allen. Jared Allen is set at 19.5. That feels a little bit too high on the over. But if I were to buy that at, let's say, 17.5, much better play, and specifically against centers. Washington is 30th in the league in points allowed to centers. I'd look at Jared Allen. That would be a play that I do like. Appreciate you guys being with us. Hope you guys are with us every single day. Mitchell playing point guard today. Diego is beast. That may be the case. Then I'm not touching it at all because I really don't know how he's going to play. So Diego, I'll let you make the determination for yourself. I just showed you the stats. Chris Films, do you think the Lions starters will play? If they do, not for long. I don't think the Lions want to risk an injury. They understand that this is their bye week, so I'd avoid it. Appreciate you guys being with us. We are going to do shows every single day right here from my hotel room, right here in England. Hope you guys join us every day. Keeping this one pretty short just because I've got a long day ahead of me, and I just had a long day of travel. I was literally up at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. Long day of travel. But appreciate you guys being with us. I promised I'd come on. Wanted to give out some picks. Hopefully you guys join us. I will be live tomorrow. So hopefully you guys join us again then. That's how I'm going to treat these things. I'm going to come on at around the time I normally do, which is around 5 o'clock on the East Coast, 10 o'clock my time. We'll talk some sports. We'll give out some picks. That's how we're going to treat things for this week. I know this is a very short show, so I thank you guys for joining us today. I wanted to keep it tight just because I wanted to come on, let you guys know what the new setup's going to be for the next 2 weeks. But also, I didn't want to stay on too long just because if I do, I will be dragging Butt Fumble Sports butt tomorrow, and I don't want that to be the case. If you guys do have questions for tomorrow's action, get them all ready because we will be giving out picks. We will be doing research, and you guys just saw, if you're watching on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, we do our research right here live on the screen, so you can see me going through the Outlier app. You can see me determining which bets are the best. Achan, James Conner, a good bet? Yes. Sea-Doo, I do like both of them. I really like James Conner. Cutter Lee, thank you for the leagues. Cutter Lee, I hope you guys had a wonderful time playing Rival Fantasy this year. Rival Fantasy, big shout out to them. Boy, did they come through. I'm going to show you the Rival Fantasy challenges just as I talk about them. Rival Fantasy allowed me to set up 40 leagues this year. We had 40 Rival Fantasy leagues, and they paid in every single one. Now, if there was a lack of activity, they cut the total prize pack in half. But for those in which a majority of the league did participate, you guys made some good bank on that. Hopefully, you guys are going to join us again next year when we do it. Rival Fantasy sponsors the show. They are a great app, not just for season-long fantasy, but they do challenges like you're seeing on my screen. George Kittle or Zay Flowers. If you wanted to take it, I'm not going to just because the risk to it. Oh, Jamar Chase versus Zay Flowers. Hey, let's put a buck on it. Let's see what happens. But if you guys are looking for a great way to play, Rival Fantasy's the way to do it. Joseph, what are some picks that we like today? Putting those up on the board. Devin Booker over 26.5 points. Jaden Ivey over 20.5 points, rebounds, and assists. We took some hockey plays. Devils on the money line. Maple Leafs on the money line. Ducks plus 1.5. And I took Providence on the money line for you college football players. Or college basketball fans. Cutter, won in all 5 I was in. Cutter Lee, you saw firsthand. Not only is Rival Fantasy a good way to play season long, they paid out. Cutter Lee, let us know. How much money did you just win from Rival Fantasy? I'm really curious myself. I won a bunch of leagues I was in. But Cutter Lee, how well did Rival Fantasy pay you out on your championships? I bet you are rolling in the dollars, Cutter Lee. Very, very happy to hear it. I hope you guys won some money. Thanks to our advice. I hope you obviously won your fantasy matchups based on our advice. JP, what's your most confident play for the NHL on the board? It's got to be Devils on the money line. Devils on the money line is my favorite bet of the day, JP, for the NHL. Pickle Rourke, should I take Diggs, Cook, or Montgomery for the flex? I'd go Diggs, Pickle Rourke. I would go Diggs. Chico, I do love Ducks plus 1.5. Capitals plus 1.5. I like that as well. Chico Fig, according to the sharp money, both of those are really good bets. I would place those both separately, and I'd probably have a parlay with both of them. Really nice plays. Justin, my league is going to week 18. Pickens or A.J. Brown? Very tricky for me. I'm going to say A.J. Brown because the Eagles actually need a win. So it's very close. Unless we hear word that A.J. Brown is going to sit, I think A.J. Brown is the better play. Diego is beast. Appreciate you being with us today. Chris Films, think Elijah Mitchell gets a majority of the touches. I actually think Jordan Mason could get a lot of opportunities there. Diego is beast. Dalvin Cook to the Cowboys? Yes. I think that will happen. The Cowboys were looking for a running back all year long as a backup to Tony Pollard, and I think Dalvin Cook will be the one they ultimately go with. He got released by the Jets the other day. Makes a lot of sense for him to go to Dallas. They need another back to spell Tony Pollard. I know Dowdle was a good play for some weeks, but he's banged up a little bit. I think it makes a lot more sense. Anyways, guys, I know, short show, but that's only because it has been a long day for me. I hope you guys are empathetic, even if you're not sympathetic. I had a early wake up at 4 in the morning, got to the airport around 4:30, and I am pooped. So with that said, I am going to sign off a little bit early today, but don't worry, guys. We are going to be live every single day. I made a promise to you. I promised you that when you followed, when you subscribed, that you would get Butt Fumble Sports every single day. And if I have to come on at 10:30 at night over in England to talk some sports betting and fantasy sports with you, well, then that's what I'm going to do. I hope you guys follow. I obviously hope you subscribe. We will try some subscriber-only shows later in the week, so make sure you're still subscribing. We will continue to do subscriber-only shows every single week. And a big shout out to all of our regulars. IP Shade 45, thanks for the support. And to all of those that tuned in tonight, thank you. I know this wasn't the normal setup. I know it's not what you've come to expect from us, but I am so, so grateful that the loyalty of this audience extends even beyond the normalcy of our regular shows. I will be back on tomorrow night, so make sure you guys are with us then. Until then, stay healthy, stay safe, and I will see you guys tomorrow for another live show here at Butt Fumble Sports. Until then, have a great night, everybody. For you guys, have a great afternoon. For me, have a great night, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody.